there. Kyle here for day 3 of God of the Impossible. And I wanted to start by asking you a question. Has there ever been a time where you've just felt in chains over something, bound down by shame, by guilt, by fear, by unforgiveness, and it just seemed impossible to be able to be free from such a thing? Well, there's a verse in the Bible in Psalm 142, verse 7. It says, "Set me free from my prison, that I may praise your name. Then the righteous will gather around me because of your goodness for me." So what are these things in your life? Even today, what is the thing that you are imprisoned by and it feels impossible? Right? We're talking about the God of the impossible, and there are things that happen in our lives that are just impossible to get out of. And so what are those things? And the reality is, when we talk about setting me free from my prison and God doing the impossible in our lives, is that when we get set free, we begin to experience freedom, right? And so we have a choice to be able to choose to believe the best about a situation or to not believe the best about a situation. So what is the difference between a weed and a flower? Really what it comes down to is perspective and how we choose to view it. We live in the beautiful state of Texas, and during certain times of the year we end up with the blue bonnets. And the reality is that those are technically a weed, but we choose to recognize it as a beautiful thing because we have that freedom to choose that. So what are the things in your life that maybe seem like weeds? Whether it's a job situation or a coworker or a relationship situation where you're just imprisoned by whatever is going on in your mind and your heart about that. Well, God wants to come in and do the impossible for you, to show you that what is impossible in that relationship, what seems like can't happen in this situation, God actually can do that. He can set you free from that prison in order so that you're not bound by that bitterness or that hurt or that guilt or that shame, but so that you may praise his name. So whatever that situation is today, I encourage you to give it up to the Lord. Say, God, this is an impossible situation. You are the God of the impossible. Set me free from this prison. How do you want me to move forward, God? What does that look like? What is your perspective on this thing? And trust me, God will show up and begin to give you that direction. Whatever is going on in your life, whatever hardship that you're experiencing, whatever doubt you're experiencing, whatever pain or guilt or shame that you're experiencing, ask God to give you that perspective of it becoming a flower over a weed. Ask him what he would want you to do with this. What does he want to do with this? Because the Bible does say that God works out all things for the good of those who love him. And he's generous with his wisdom. He's generous with his love. And he's generous to be able to meet these needs, meet these impossible circumstances, these impossible things of forgiveness, of freedom that we might not be able to do anything with on our own. So tune in tomorrow for day 4 of God of the Impossible to see what God has for you. Is it? The difference between, this is so hard. Is it live?